Lil Tecca is an artist who's created big hits, viral moments.
I don't have no straps for nobody.
And with strategic planning, he's managed to outlast the majority of rappers from his era. You certainly don't choose to have your breakout song make it to the top of the Billboard charts, but creating a long-lasting career from a one-hit wonder track is something very rare. So how did this nerdy 16-year-old kid turn the jokes into millions of supporters across the globe?
I love you, Tecca.
If we're looking at the entire history of releases, Tecca's been carefully crafting a formula that's proven to work time and time again. And this may seem simple at the surface level, but this strategy is one of the many reasons that explains his ongoing success and why his fans just can't stop coming back. But to understand this, we have to return to the beginning. His buzz started in 2019 with Bossa Nova, and of course his breakout song Ransom, which dropped with the Lyrical Lemonade video and the release of his long-awaited debut mixtape, We Love You, Tecca. And early on in 2020, he made the announcement for his next project, and in an interview published by Apple Music, he says, the album is called Virgo World, so it might be in that season. And to build up the hype, he dropped the lead single paired with a music video, as well as the second single just 2 weeks later. And this video of a bunch of fish swimming around.
Yeah, I know you see the drip and you like it.
I love you, Tecca.
The sequel, We Love You, Tecca 2, came the summer after on August 27th of 2021. But first came Never Left and Money on Me. His third studio album, Tech, came 2 years later on September 22nd, 2023, and same thing. There were 2 singles released, the first being Need Me, followed by a music video, and the second was his highly anticipated track, 500 Pounds.
And I live in enough, this blunt, I'm taking a puff.
And you certainly can't forget his latest project, Plan A, which followed the same trend as everything else in his catalog. And with each of his drops coming at the end of summer, this will make a whole lot more sense.
I love you, Tecca.
Fans know what to expect when it comes to Lil Tecca, and in a world of coming soons and album delays, this schedule of disappearing and reappearing when it matters most actually has a psychological effect on our brains. But what if I told you by understanding how the brain's reward system works, it'll show us how he's managed to hook his audience from the start. So dopamine is a neurotransmitter and it plays a key role in the reward system of the brain. Basically, it sends signals to our nervous system and creates feelings of pleasure and satisfaction. And when you anticipate something rewarding, your brain starts releasing dopamine even before the reward arrives. So for this case, it'd be an artist you really like posting the release date of the project. You get hyped up in anticipation of hearing new songs, potentially adding them to your playlist, and when you see the track list or the cover art, you envision yourself listening to the project, which creates excitement. So let's say it's Thursday, you're waiting for the songs to drop that night, and the album gets delayed, postponed, or it just doesn't drop at all. When that anticipated reward, which is the album in this case, doesn't drop, this can lead to a decrease in dopamine levels, which results in feelings of disappointment or frustration. Lil Tecca is an artist who strategically presented himself in a way that's not only rewarding, but reliable and consistent. With set times for fans to expect a release, then actually delivering is one of the many reasons everybody loves him. So before I get into this next topic, I couldn't include everything for the sake of time, of course, so here's a couple honorable mentions that were worth noting. Lil Tecca has the most platinum certifications for rappers 21 and under, and he's one of the youngest ever to go platinum with no features, right next to Lil Wayne and Michael Jackson. He's also a multi-platinum producer, and his beats are super tough. Ransom is now over 5 years old, and the US Army has been using this photo to recruit soldiers. Shit, he's even in the newest 2K. And in case you haven't noticed, he's dropped every one of his projects in Virgo season, and he still posts trailers, which is pretty cool, I guess. Alright, back to the video. There's too many artists nowadays trying to be mysterious. There's too many teams guilty of saying soon and then never dropping. This might have been a good move for like one person when Cardi.
Ever since I was a chick, and why was a shit?
For years now, I've been going on lives, seeing artists preview new songs, and half the time when it's fire, I'm like, Yeah, that's never dropping. This is a huge problem because most rappers are making new songs every day. So what happens is those grails get leaked, they become outdated, and then they just never drop. Now, Lil Tecca has avoided all of this, and on top of that, he's made some seriously good moves. He stayed connected with good business, whether it's the producers with Internet Money's Taz Taylor and Nick Mira, who are responsible for some of his best hits and some of the biggest rap songs of the decade, or it's Cole Bennett and the 8 Lyrical Lemonade videos they've created together. I mean, seriously, you cannot stress the importance of getting a Lyrical Lemonade video, especially back in 2018. So for Lil Tecca to be so involved with some of the best minds in the industry, it makes sense that his career has lasted this long. And it's no surprise that his fan base continues to return for every drop. I feel like my fans are just like me, and even if they're not just like me, they think just like me.
Okay, so you're definitely taking that opinion seriously. Like when something's taken off, like we're out of here.
This is my craft.
Yeah.
If people telling me they like something, I gotta put it out. That's my job in a way.
And here's a recent example of him actually doing this. It was a couple months ago, back in May, he previewed the song we now know as Taste. On that post, he said he had just finished recording it and that it was one of his favorites to date. And instead of keeping this banger all to himself, he actually dropped it on the project less than 3 months later. By tapping in with the culture that made him, he stays relatable, his fan base stays loyal, and his numbers stay consistent enough to keep playing the game. And with 20 million current monthly listeners, that's more than anyone from that 2020 XXL freshman class, which people clowned him for rejecting in the first place. Now, it should go without saying that Lil Tecca has had some lucky moments. He's had some fortunate circumstances that's allowed him to be where he's at today. But behind the connections, behind the sound that's skyrocketed his career, there's hard work and dedication to his craft and to his fan base. And most rappers that are introduced as memes or as trends, they typically don't last. And starting his career as a nerdy 16-year-old kid with a couple catchy songs, nobody could have predicted this outcome. And as we all know, this rap game is unforgiving, and every day another artist becomes irrelevant. Just like that Drake song said, what's here today is gone tomorrow. But for Lil Tecca, the difference was clear with every move he made. And because he's dedicated his life to maintaining this image, we've seen nothing but success, growth, and opportunity come for this young man. And for all the jokes that said he was a meme or a part-time rapper, those tiny jabs couldn't possibly rival the career he's built or the saying that comes every summer now.